Today I'm going to be talking about the ghost tourism in Kentucky. So when you think of Kentucky and things around Kentucky and like what it's most known for, you probably think of like Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Kentucky Derby, bluegrass music, Mammoth Cave, just things like that. But what some people don't think about is ghost and paranormal activity. One of the most widely known sanatoriums happens to be in Louisville. This is called Waverly Hills. This place has been featured in TV shows, blogs, just all over the internet. And this is open for tours and even overnight stays, which a lot of people do. So you can experience this paranormal activity yourself. This brings in a lot of the tourism for Louisville and helps to bring in a lot of money for the town. I personally live in Tompkinsville and Kentucky, which is where Mace Shack, and I'm sure you've heard of Mace Shack. Some have, some haven't. If you come to Tompkinsville and ask about it, you're going to hear maybe a lot of different stories, but the one I have heard most is the hitchhiker. So if you drive down Mace Shack Road, which is a little bit past the creek, and if you're on a motorcycle or horseback, because this is where they say you will feel it the most, you will feel a lady presence. And the story is told that you will feel her for a couple of miles and then she'll disappear. But how it goes is one night these two boys were driving to their formal, and as they were driving down the road, some lady was in her formal dress, just walking. So these boys stopped and picked her up and asked if they wanted to go, and then they went. And at the end of the night, they told her they would drop her back off, of course, because it was raining. She agreed, but only if they dropped her off at this certain place. Well, one of the boys gave her his jacket and said that they would come back later and pick it up. And so a couple days later, he came back, and the mom answered the door and was asking for her. The boy was asking for her and gave her a description of the girl. She said that she once had a daughter by the description, but she has passed away in an accident that had happened on the road. The mother pointed him in the way of the graveyard, and when he went to the graveyard, he saw her grave, and the jacket was neatly folded on top of it or laying beside of it. You hear it both ways. The one I've heard the most was it was neatly folded on top of it because it was a leather band jacket. So it was like how that was supposed to be folded. You will hear this quite a lot if you come to Kentucky, and actually some people come to Kentucky just to drive down the road on their motorcycle or just to ride a horse on the road, just to see if that is how... if it is actually true. So that brings in a lot of business for our town, and especially to our small businesses. A lot of people come to eat and will ask you about the story. I've even had people stop me because I lived down on Mace Shack for 16 years of my life, and I had people ask me if I had heard any random noises or complaints or things like that, and of course I have. It was a really scary time living down there, to be honest. And then another thing is ghost hunters. Ghost hunters done an investigation on a house called the Tooley House because they had heard so many things going on around their house when they were moving in and renovating. Now, I didn't really personally go into detail about this one because I had already talked about so much. But I will link an article site below that you can read about it on, and I will try to find the article or like the show on YouTube or something and link it down below. But it was season 8, episode 22, if I cannot find it. Thank you.